Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Carlos from Hybrid Records, and coming to you with a little haul video. All right, so this last weekend I went on a little record buying road trip, and I came back with some stuff. All the stuff will be available on Friday. Let's just show you some records. There's a lot of common stuff, but like good titles that people ask for a lot, some stuff that we don't see as often, and there's also some good titles that maybe the jackets have some wear on them or something like that that will be very competitively priced. Really great starter copies for people, especially if you're kind of just getting into the hobby and don't want to, spend a ton of money on stuff right away. Let's go through them. We have this Neil Young After the Gold Rush. I just had a weird brain fart. I was like, wait, am I saying that right? Did I totally just make that up? Trust yourselves, people. Anyway, we still have a copy of this actually with the red and pink variant on the cover. But yeah, that one is a good copy. The disc is pretty nice. Jacket has some wear. The first Steely Dan record right here. Can't Buy a Thrill. Again, a little cover wear, but a decent copy. And then here, everyone's always asking about Led Zeppelin stuff. So, we got Led Zeppelin 1. Houses of the Holy, and then 4, Untitled, technically, I think, I would say, it's my assertion. Anyway, so there you go, Stairway to Heaven, whatever. Got some country stuff, Little Waylon Jennings, people like that. Right here we got some Live Willie. I know some people that would be interested in that one. And here's one we don't see a whole lot of Willie Nelson, Tougher Than Leather. Got the embossed cover on that one. That's real nice. This is an interesting one. A seldom seen Frank Sinatra album. This one's titled Watertown. This is only the second copy I've ever had of this record in the 5.5 years that I've been open. The last one went really quick to one of our regulars who's been looking for that record for a long time. So check that out. Little Bill Withers, classic stuff. And here we've got some Thin Lizzy records that we really don't see that much in the shop. I kind of went for these a little bit because, like I said, we seldom see them. Oh, that one right there. And so my bad, Shiva's Headband. Texas Psych. This is a sealed original copy of that, so that's nice. Got a classic and REM right there. It's the end of the world as we know it. You know what it is. Here's some Power Pop, sealed copy of this one. So it's always nice to find the sealed stuff. This is an Austin band, I believe. The Zone. This one I'm honestly really not that familiar with. It's a Uriah Heep record, but the cover was so crazy I was like, alright, I'll take that. A classic record that we had in the shop for a long time recently. I was actually kind of relieved to sell it when we finally did, but it's really good, and so, figured I'd pick another one up. Good to have, good to listen to while I'm working. Hopefully someone picks it up. Raiders of the Lost Ark soundtrack. I mean, come on. John Williams. You absolutely cannot go wrong with that. So that's a good one. That's some kind of common stuff that came in. There's a lot more than what I'm showing. Or there is, I don't know about a lot more, but there is more than what I'm showing. But these are some highlights, some highlights. All right, so we also got a very small little lot of like some heavier stuff. So I'll show you some of that. Stuff that people ask for a lot. Iron Maiden. I think this is an early reissue, like first couple of years. Might be an original. I'll have to look a little more into that. I'm recording this on Monday, so I kind of just got back from all that. Haven't had a ton of time to dive super deep into these yet. Got a Black Sabbath Mob Rules. This is on the Record Store Day list, if I'm not mistaken, on a picture disc. But Dio Era Sabbath. People have mixed feelings about it, but if that's your thing, this is definitely a record that you need to have if you're a Dio fan. A little Monster Magnet right there. I don't think that I have ever had this record in the shop before, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, a little Monster Magnet, that's cool to have. And then this one, Church of Misery, kind of have the Mock Vertigo label going on there. This one's on colored vinyl, but I mean, if you're into Doom, this band is amazing. Definitely a record you'd want to pick up. Also picked up some Latin stuff I don't see a lot of, so I was glad to find. This is a pretty cooked copy of Return of the Latin Breed. Honestly, I'm going to have to play test this one to see if it's really even worth asking somebody for money for, but it'll be in the shop in some form or fashion. It really is a shame that someone wrote their name right there, because even if the record doesn't play well, it would be a great cover to frame. It's a great cover. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what goes on with that one. Little Sonny and the Sunliners. Love his English language stuff. I love his English language stuff, but the Spanish stuff is great too. This is a whole album of Spanish stuff. Actually, I think there might be one English language song on there. But yeah, always great to have Sonny stuff, especially one like this. I haven't had this one in the shop before, so I'm always looking at that. La Mafia, don't see a lot of it. This one's still in the shrink. It's super minty. Definitely one to have if you're into that kind of thing. This is -1, the Latin Breed. Also a great one to have. Won't want to sleep on that. And then here are two records I haven't had before. This first one has a couple of English language joints on it. This is the Tortilla Factory. What's the name of the record? My Spanish pronunciation is not good, so I will not embarrass myself. But yeah, Tortilla Factory is great. Most well known for Cookin' Soul. Absolutely incredible soul banger. But yeah, some other stuff like that on this record. And then again, here's another one. This has 2 instrumental kind of soul tracks on it. Hot Tortilla and The Other Road. But never had either of these Tortilla Factory records in the shop before, and so very excited to find them. And now, last but not least, some of the rarer stuff. The last one's kind of kind of a bigger one that I've definitely never had before. I've never had in the shop, and that you really don't see all that often. Some of this other stuff you might see from time to time, but still definitely dope and worth checking out. The first one being this Jane's Addiction record. This is an OG press, European pressing, not the US one, but the European one. But yeah, OG Jane's Addiction. This was reissued last year, and they sold super fast. The reissues did. I think I ordered like 4 or 5 and only was able to get 1. So having an original one and finding an original one was pretty sick. So yeah, definitely check that out if that era of stuff is your thing. One of the greatest records of all time, Frank Zappa's Hot Rats. This is an original German pressing. It's got a gatefold sleeve on it. The cover's a little worn, but the disc is very nice. Should play very, very well. A great addition to any Frank Zappa collection. I am really having a hard time not keeping this one for myself, but I'm not going to. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to grab that one. And now this is the big one. This was a crazy find to see out there in the wild like that, and while I may have gotten, I got a deal a bit. It wasn't like a $2 Goodwill find or whatever. I still paid a pretty penny for this, but I could not leave it behind when I saw it. I kind of dumbfounded. And I was like, you know what? Even if it is a little pricey, I definitely still gotta have it. And that is Howlin' Wolf, Moanin' in the Moonlight. If you're not familiar with Howlin' Wolf, but you are familiar with Hot Rats, the record I just showed, you are familiar with Howlin' Wolf because Captain Beefheart took his whole singing style from Howlin' Wolf. Howlin' Wolf is an incredible blues singer, guitarist. Just something that you have to experience, very distinct, absolute legend. And this is a second pressing from 1959. The original album came out in 58. For whatever reason, this is in this sleeve, which, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me in the comments, is the inner sleeve from their Satanic Majesty's Request by the Rolling Stones. Very odd to see it in that, but the guy I got it from had, put it in one of these sleeves. So this is the second pressing. This is the blue chest label. The original pressing was on the black one, but second pressing only 1 year later. Still crazy to find out there in the wild. And the disc is in really pretty nice shape. Usually when you see these, they're pretty cooked, and to find it in such good condition was pretty crazy. So definitely had to snag that one, couldn't leave it behind. But it's not the biggest haul in the world, and you will probably see future videos of us talking about much bigger buys, much bigger hauls. But I kind of wanted to, take this opportunity to show you some of the stuff, because I feel like the stuff that we kind of found, pulled, and brought home was a lot more about quality than it was about quantity. It's a nice selection of stuff that we don't normally see, and that really is, when I take these road trips out of town and travel hundreds of miles to try to find records to bring back to the shop for you guys, that's really what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to find the highest quality stuff that doesn't just randomly walk in the door every day, and really go out and try to curate the best records that I can find, even if they're not super cheap, even if I have to pay kind of top dollar for them. To me, it's still worth it to bring it back in the shop and give you guys the chance to add some of these to your collections without having to try to travel hundreds of miles like I did. So very stoked about all that stuff. Like I said, kind of bummed some of that stuff isn't finding its way onto these shelves here, but alas, that is the name of the game. So hopefully there's some stuff in there that you're hyped about, and come say what's up, come stop in the shop, come browse around for some of the other stuff that we brought in that I didn't show. There's definitely more of it. Some 78s too, if you're into that kind of thing. Didn't show those. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching again. You can find a link to the socials, all the other YouTube things people say, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that kind of stuff. Tell a friend. And also leave a comment telling me what kind of videos you want to see more of in the future, because definitely want to make videos that you are interested in and that you want to watch, and not just talk to myself, which is essentially what I'm doing. But yeah, expect more videos to come in the future. And again, thanks for watching. Check out the website. Very proud of it. We redesigned it recently if you didn't watch our last video. But yeah, have a good day, question mark?